Hello guys, welcome back to TechDose, and in this video we will see the number of islands problem, which is from LeetCode day 17 of the 30 days coding challenge. So let us look at the problem statement. The problem here says that given a 2D grid map of ones and zeros where 1 denotes land and zeros denote water, count the number of islands. An island is surrounded by water and is formed by connecting adjacent lands horizontally or vertically. You may assume all 4 edges of the grid are all surrounded by water. So let us now look at some examples in order to get a better understanding. Let us see the first example. In this example you can see that all the ones are connected. So we can say that there is only one island. So this is a single piece of land and therefore we have only one island. And how is the connection defined? A connection is defined only in 4 directions. That is, a piece of land will be connected to other land only if it is adjacent and it is present in either vertical or in horizontal direction. Like the point I have mentioned, connection between piece of land is only in vertical and horizontal directions and not in diagonal. So this is a single piece of land. In the second example you can see that these 2 pieces of lands are connected, so this forms a single island. This piece of land is alone, so this is a second piece of land, and this piece of land is also alone, this is a third piece of land. Therefore the total number of islands is 3. Even though they are diagonally connected, we do not include these diagonal connections. We only care about vertical and horizontal connections, so they are not connected here. So I hope you understood the problem statement. Now what solution intuitively comes to your mind? A very intuitive method is by using DFS, that is depth first search, or you can also use breadth first search for this problem. So let us see how to apply DFS or BFS for this problem. Now I have taken a different example, a larger matrix, and in this problem our goal is to mark an island in just one DFS call. So if we make a DFS call, then we will cover that entire island and mark it as visited. So if you are at a cell x, y, then we can traverse in either top down or left right directions. So if our current coordinate is x, y, then we will have to search in all the 4 directions, and so the coordinates passed will be like, if you are calling to the top cell, then it will be x minus 1, y. This is the adjacent top cell, and similarly you can call in all the 4 directions. So these all coordinates are extremely easy to understand, I think. So let us just process this example and find out how many islands are there using our algorithm of DFS. So I will start from the 0th column and 0th row, that is from 0, 0. So I will use standard 2 loops and then I will iterate for each and every cell. Now as soon as I see a 1, this indicates that this will form an island. So as soon as I see a 1, I will have to mark the entire island. So what I will do is I will just visit this cell and then mark all the adjacent cells as well which are present in the same island. So for keeping track of the answer, we will take the number of islands variable and we will mark it as 0 initially. Initially we will assume that we don't have any island. As soon as we see a 1, I will just increment the number of islands by 1 and then I will mark the entire island. So how it is done? From this current piece I will just convert it to 2. Now here 0 indicates water, 1 indicates land, and 2 will indicate that the land is visited. So this will be a visited land. Why I have taken 2? You can take any other number, but it should not be 1, because we are considering that 1 is not visited. You can even mark it as 0, it won't matter. So I have taken here 2 just to make it look separate from this water. So I will mark it as 2. Now I will make call in all the 4 directions, that is in top, left, right and down. So I have already handled the boundary cases of this out of bound cases. So this we won't process, it will just return, and we will move on to the next cell which is 1. So from this we will move right, this is also 1, we will mark it as 2. Now from this cell as well we will make 4 different calls. So these will be the calls, and this top and left calls will not be processed because top is out of bounds and on the left hand side you find a number 2. This means that this has already been visited, so you will just return from there. On the right hand side you have 0, so this will also not be processed, it will just be returned. And on the down you have 1, so this will be made as 2, and then again you will make 4 different calls, top, right, down, left. So all these calls will be made. The top one is already visited, so you will just return from there. Right side is 0, so this will also be returned. down is also 0, it will also be returned. On the left hand side you have 1, so you will mark it as 2, and then you will again make calls in all the 4 directions. Now left is out of bounds, down is 0, right hand side is already visited, and top is already visited. So all these 4 calls will get returned, and similarly we will return back to this first cell. Now this first cell has been processed. So we had seen a 1 initially at 0, 0. So our ith loop and jth loop values are just 0, 0, and this value was 1. So we had increased this number of islands to 1, and we have marked this entire island. So after marking, this bunch will look like 2, 2, 2, 2, and the adjacent cells are 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, and there are many other cells as well. So these are all marked. Now we have processed this first cell. Now we will move on to the next cell. This is 2. Now this is not 1. So we will not do anything, we will not process it, since this is already visited. We move to the next cell, which is 0. So in here it is at 0, 2. This is 0, so we won't process it. So all the zeros will be skipped. After this we will come to row number 1. So in this row number 1 and column number 0, we have value 2. This means this is a piece of land, but we have already visited, so we won't process it. So we move to the next island. This is 2 as well, so this has already been visited. This island is already marked, so we will move to next point 0. So this is the 0. Zeros are not processed since they are water bodies, so they all will be skipped. These zeros will be skipped. Now we are in row number 2, column number 2. So this is the 1. Since this is 1, this indicates that the island it belongs to has not yet been visited. So we will just increase the count of number of islands, because this is a new island which we found, and then we will mark it as 2, saying that this cell is visited. Now we will mark the entire island. So we don't know what is the size of this island. So we will make calls in all the 4 directions, top, down and left, right. So the top is 0, right, left, down, all are zeros. So all will get returned and no cells will be processed further. So now we have processed this cell. This is now 2. We move on to the next cell. This is 0. We will not process it since they are water bodies. After that, we will encounter this 1. Now since we have encountered a 1, this indicates that we have found a new island. Because in every DFS call, we are making sure that all the piece of lands are marked which are present in an island. And since we are finding a new one, this indicates that this is a new island. So we will increase the number of islands. It will now become 3. And we will mark the entire island. Now we don't know the size of it. So we will make call in all the 4 directions. So top is 0, left is 0 and down is out of bounds. So these all will return. And after that we go to right. So this right value is also 1. So this will be processed. We will make calls in all the 4 directions. And before making the call, we will just mark it as 2. So this top is 0. Right and down are out of bounds and left is already visited. This will be 2 actually. So all of them are already processed or out of bounds, so they will be returned. Now we have visited all the cells, and whatever the number of islands count is there, these are the total number of islands which are present in our grid. So I hope you understood this simple DFS approach. What is the time complexity of this approach? The time complexity is order of n only, because in the worst case we are traversing a single given cell 2 times. And the space complexity in this case, you can say it that it is O1, considering that the recursive calls will not take any extra space. But then you already know that in recursive calls we require stack memory. So if stack memory is sufficient and if it is possible to neglect it, then space complexity will be O1. But in this case, what will be the memory used? The memory used will be order of number of recursive calls, and the number of recursive calls in the worst case will be equals to m into n if our matrix size is m by n, because in the worst case each and every cell will be having value 1, and so you will make recursive calls like a snake. It will just be like a snake. You will just go in depth. So the depth of this recursive call can go to maximum m by n, and so m by n is given, and that will be multiplied by the memory which you are using for each recursive call. So memory for each call. Now for each recursive call we might pass an array or we might pass some variables, so that will get added actually m by n times, or you can say that it will be multiplied m by n times. So let us now look at the simple DFS code which I have written. You can see that we are given the grid, and from this grid I found the number of rows. If the rows are 0, this indicates that this grid is empty and so no islands can be formed, and therefore I will return just 0. Otherwise, if the rows are not empty, then I will find the number of columns, and this will give m by n, which is the matrix size. After that, I will initialize the number of islands as 0, and then I will iterate for each and every cell in the matrix. When we find that a current cell is equals to 1, that is, this is a piece of land which is not being visited, this indicates that we have found a new island. Because we are solving this question considering that when we visit a piece of land which is not visited, then we are marking that entire island as visited using this DFS call. So since we are seeing this 1, this indicates that we have found a new island, since we had already marked all the piece of lands of the islands which we had visited. So what I will do is I will first mark the current island, and after marking the current island, I will increase the number of islands, and finally after processing all the cells, I will just return the number of islands. Now let us see this recursive call, which is mark current island. So this is the recursive call. This is very simple actually. Here this matrix is taking the grid which was passed to us, this one. Now this x comma y is our current coordinate of the cell, and this r comma c is denoting m by n, which is the size of our grid. Now first 4 conditions of this if statement is taking care of the boundary case, and the last one is just seeing whether this is a piece of land which is not visited. If this is not a piece of land which is not visited, or if it is a piece of water body, then we will just return from here. Otherwise, if it is a new piece of land, then we will mark it as visited. So we have already assumed that 2 means that it is visited. After marking it visited, I will make a recursive call to down, right, top, left, that is in vertical and in horizontal direction. The only parameter which needs to be changed is this x and this y, because if you go down from x comma y, then obviously your coordinate will change to x plus 1 comma y, and similarly for all the 4 directions. So you need to change the current location of your cell which you will be processing, and rest all will be same. So you can either use a for loop, but then I have not used for loop, I just wrote 4 lines. Now this question can also be solved by using disjoint sets, but then I have never explained you this approach, therefore I went with the easy approach. If you have any other approach or any other solution in different languages, then you can just provide below in the comment section so that everyone can benefit from it. As usual, the code link will be present below. If you have any type of doubt, then feel free to comment below and I'll try to help you as soon as possible. Like and share our video and subscribe to our channel in order to watch more of this programming videos. See you in our next video. Thank you.